Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having an Aries second decan in your chart, having Aries in the second decan in your chart at 10 to 19.59 degrees, meaning 19 degrees 59 minutes of arc, because technically the third decan of Aries begins at 20 degrees. Now, at the Aries, on the second decan of Aries, okay, the ruler of Aries is Mars, of course. Then you have the sub-ruler, which is the Sun, because this is the Leo decan of Aries. So it can give some Leo flavoring to the Aries characteristics and energy. People, and this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Now, the person that has this decan in Aries may be a little bit stockier, more sturdy than the other two Aries decans. The Leo, flavoring, of course, and you still have, you're going to have the basic Aries characteristics, but you have some blending of Leo traits in there. There might be a stronger ruddy complexion. Aries can often have red, in their skin, a ruddy complexion, but Leo can as well. So it might even give a little more ruddiness to the face. And the person may also have a more oval, rounder shaped head than the typical, Aries. The shoulders may be a little broader, because Aries tends to have sloping shoulders. Now, this could be, a person that has this Leo decan in Aries, in their Aries placement, and of course, again, does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. The Sun is the basic fundamental character. The Moon is the unconscious side, and the Ascendant, represents our outer demeanor, the qualities that we outwardly project readily and easily. This could be a person that may strongly want to win and conquer and emerge victorious, yet at the same time, also dominate. It's that Leo energy blending in, and it can be the person that has this, Aries second decan. They could be very pioneering and creative, and the person with Mars as the ruler and the Sun as that sub-ruler. They should guard against, overheating and dehydration. Both signs are ruled by hot planets, Mars and the Sun as well. And there's also a very high energy level, having, this Aries decan. And the person, may have to guard against overexertion, again, because of the exorbitant energy level of the decan. And I would say it could give a little more flamboyancy, confidence, self-assuredness, nobility, pride, and that ferocity and extravagance to the nature. The person may be a little more attention-seeking than the typical Aries. And this is more fixed and resolute, decan of Aries, because Leo, is that the Sun, the sub-ruler, and Leo, it's in the Leo decan, and Leo is a fixed sign. And the person may have more follow-through on their projects and endeavors than the other two Aries decans. Now, this is a combination too. Of course, could have very strong, courage and willpower. Aries, the basic fundamental characters, one that has very little physical fear of confrontation. Leo is courageous, as well. And you do have, a nature that wants, Aries wants to be first in things. Leo, wants to, they want to conquer. They don't want to just, win. They want to dominate. And the person may be, a little bit more domineering than the other two Aries decans. This is a combination, again, that has a very exorbitant and high energy level, and I would say that would be especially true with the Ascendant, because if this is on the Ascendant, the person has their Aries Ascendant, between 10 and 19.59 degrees of Aries, then you have to, it would be stronger there because the ascendant is strongly connected to the physical body and also the vitality and energy level. I would say too, having the Leo Decan may give some greater propensity for like heart related issues, problems with the could be the upper back and spine. So a person has to be very careful in that as far as that goes. And Aries, it's also, you're talking about the combination can have fairly good sized temper, because Aries by itself is known to be easily provoked, even though they're not ones to be vengeful or hold a grudge. But then you have that Leo ferocity that's blending in with this as well. So it is a combination in which you have that energy, you have the that anger level can be pretty high. The person may have a number of acrimonious disputes with others. And the thing about this is, this could be a good combination for I would say, really, for any, just general leadership position, both signs, of course. I mean, all the Aries Deacons can be well equipped for that, because fire is, the fire element is strongly connected with leadership. The person would likely, want to lead as opposed to being in a subordinate or a subservient position. This person may be, involved in sports, because you figure Aries, is about physical activity. Leo can be associated with sports. You know, um, this is a person that might want to shine, stand out more in doing something Aries related, whether it could be like speech pathology, or doing something with surgery, firefighting, the military, doing something with combat sports, as some examples. And I would say too, this is a person again that can have, again, that flamboyancy, wanting to stand out more, shine a little more among others than the typical Aries, person. And I had a friend of mine, a while about many years ago, that had, the Aries sun in this interval between 10 and 19.59 degrees of Aries. And I remember one time, somebody had stated that somebody insulted him one time, and he got upset and said to the person, hey, how, basically, how dare you insult me in front of these women? And it showed a little bit of that Leo pride that's blended in with this Aries degree. As well, and the fact that this person, if he or she's put down in front of other people, demoralized or demeaned or whatever, you're going to likely hear something, a very strong reaction, a response to it. So, because Aries by itself can be very outspoken, direct and forthright, and you have the Leo pride blending in that ego that can get in, blend in here, with the Aries second decan. So the person is going to let, naturally, I would say in a lot of instances, let others know very loud, vociferous manner if he or she has been, embarrassed or demoralized or what have you. But you also got to look at, of course, contraindicators and modifying influences in the natal chart. I mean, if you have, say, your sun is in this Aries decan, but let's say you have a milder ascendant, you have like a Pisces ascendant or Cancer ascendant, you may not be as one outwardly, to be, either seeking, a spotlight, or wanting, some kind of leadership position, or or as maybe, as fiery as this combination can be. And it's one, where, because Aries, regardless of decan, of course, can have a very fiery temperament. But if you have a much different ascendant, as an example, that can modify, the energy, very, very strongly. If you have, Venus conjunct the ascendant, you may come across as more peaceful as the typical Aries, person, regardless of Decan. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard signs out.